York's classic rock, Q1043.
Don't fear the Reaper, but do fear the Russians. And I'm not talking about the political situation right now. I'm talking about the machine and our friend Bert Kreischer. The machine opens on May 26th. We'll get into that in just a moment. The Fully Loaded Comedy Festival, of course, opens here in New York City and Queens at Forest Hills Stadium on June 14th. Then, after that, in the fall, there's the there's the Tops Off World Tour. I mean, it's amazing. And last year, Polestar, they're the people who keep track of live shows. Last year, Polestar for 2022 had Bert listed in the number 4 position in the top 10 highest grossing tours.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
That is.
Can you believe it?
Do you believe it? That's the question.
I don't believe it. I mean, I know I work a lot, but I didn't think I worked that much.
Yeah, well, you did. And taking a look at your itinerary for these tours, you do work that much.
Yeah, I'm the hardest working man in show business.
Now, you were in New Jersey on Saturday.
Yeah, I was in New York. I went to the Red Bulls.
You went to
game.
Red Bulls, yeah. I saw a video
with
of
the
you.
Yankees game the day before that. I've been all over the place.
Well, I saw a video of you that you just sort of popped up on. There was a Red Bulls announcer who was talking, and then you just sort of popped up with no shirt on. Were you shirtless?
Yeah, that might be the last Red Bulls game I go to. I don't know if I'm going to be allowed back.
Now, I can imagine that it's okay with the Red Bulls for you to be, walking around in your natural state, but how do the Yankees feel about it?
The Yankees rolled out the red carpet. They didn't even ask me to do anything. They just hit me up, and they're like, yo, you want to come to the game? And I was like, yeah. And they took us in through the back. We went by the clubhouse. It was awesome.
That's
It's fun being me right now. I walked on the plane the other day, and the flight attendant had a double Jack on the rocks, lots of rocks. He's like, I know you like to drink this. I was like, man, keep this up.
Well, this has been going on in your life for quite a long time. Since you were named number 1 partier in the nation by Rolling Stone in 1997, which leads me to some questions regarding your movie, The Machine. Now, The Machine is based on a 25-year-old bit of yours. That's what it's based on, but then it goes on from there. And you play you now, and somebody else plays you then. And
Jimmy Tatro.
And Mark Hamill plays your dad. So here's what I'm trying to figure out. How did the casting director find another you? How is that possible?
My wife did. We were watching a TV show called The Guest Book on Hulu or on Amazon. And this kid, Jimmy Tatro, said he had one line in the TV show that made us laugh hysterically. And my wife turned to me and she goes, that's who's playing you. And I was like, what? She goes, that's who's playing you. That is a young you. And I was like, wow. Mary Parent, the head of the company, when we were trying to figure out my dad, we got on a Zoom and she just goes, I know who's playing your dad. It's Mark Hamill. I've set up a Zoom. I hope you guys get along. And I got on a Zoom with Mark Hamill, and the first thing he said, the first words out of his mouth were, why do you take your shirt off? And I was like, oh my God, that's my dad. That's my dad.
So these two women in your life, they pretty much took care of it all. You didn't have to worry about anything.
Well, that's all. I'm surrounded by women. My company is all women. My wife runs my company. Mary Parent's the head of the. I mean, I trust women way more than I trust men.
But what was it? Were you on set to watch this guy play a young you, or?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I watched him do all of it. It was really surreal. I mean, I got moved at one point in the movie. This is so stupid. This is how dumb I am. He says to the girl, my name's Bert. I don't go to class much. And I started like getting teared up. I go, I said that. Like, I really said that. Like, it's surreal to watch someone be you and do things you did. And I couldn't get too like caught up in it because there were times where I was like, the bar cart was smaller, and they were like, hey, easy. We're trying to shoot a movie here. So.
But it's not just, see, that's the part that I find just so absolutely fascinating, it's a movie. It's about you, and
Mhm.
you're in it, and it's a big movie, and it's based on something from long ago that's brought up to date, but that is, I mean, it's just, nobody's ever walked up to me and said, you had a pretty interesting life when you were 16. Let's make a movie. I mean, this is your life. It's real.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's very surreal to watch it unfold. It's weird. It's even weirder to promote because like you're like, yeah. I mean, and then there's part of you that goes, I hope like the takeaway in this, there aren't young boys that are like, man, we need to break the law when we go abroad. We could really get famous just robbing people. I mean, it's just the weirdest. It's the weirdest set of circumstances.
well, for
Now,
our, for our friends, Bert,
What's that?
Just for our friends who, might be the rare person who doesn't know anything about the original story. Can you just give us a little synopsis on how this all began?
Yeah. When I was 22 years old, I got involved with the Russian mafia and we robbed a train. We were in Moscow. We were in St. Petersburg taking an overnight train trip from St. Petersburg to Moscow. And the school had paid off the mafia to keep us safe. So they were giving us like bodyguards, like chaperones. They call them banditi. And the first two I met were like cool and casual. And then the next two I got on the train with, they were a little more like, hey, let's rob the bar cart. And then we did. And then they were like, let's rob the train. And then we did. And then we pulled into Moscow and my class was upset and everyone was upset and the cops were there. And then the cops pulled me aside and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to jail. And then the cops were like, so I understand you're the machine. Tonight you party with us. And so, yeah, and so then we partied with two cops. I mean, I'm doing the story no justice, but it's a 13-minute story and it changed my life. I mean, it went viral. It went viral mostly because one of the kids in my class commented on the video on Facebook. She was like, I was in Bert's Russian class. I was on this trip. This story's 100% true. He robbed us. And then tagged all the kids in my class. So it's really bizarre.
And here we are all these years later with an actual, real, full-length major motion picture.
Well, not only that,
now I'm a 50-year-old man.
You have the big opening because you're
can't hear
kicking. Do you hear me now?
Okay,
You
she
remember
was
now?
saying but now you've got the big opening
For the summer movie.
for the summer movies coming.
season,
It's
yes.
Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend in theaters. We're doing a live presentation from the red carpet. So it'll be streaming directly into theaters like 30 minutes before the movie starts. And we're going straight from the red carpet over into all the theaters. So yeah, get your tickets to the machine.movie. You can pre-buy the tickets so they can sell out early. And if we sell out early, they're going to pick up Machine 2 and 3. And I'll be doing Machine. That'll be my Rambo. I worked out with Arnold Schwarzenegger the other day.
You did.
Wow.
Yeah, I lifted weights with him. It was crazy.
Well, he obviously is, significantly older than you, but he could probably still kick your butt.
He is. I'm on testosterone, and we have the same strength. So at 71, he is lifting way more weights than I am.
I mean,
he kept finding it funny. He goes, "So you're the next action star."
I met Governor Schwarzenegger twice. Once when he was governor, and then before that when he was just international superstar Arnold Schwarzenegger. And
Yeah.
the thing that freaked me out, and Shelley will remember this because she was in the room with me when he was on our show. He weighed 100 pounds more than me, but his waist was smaller.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even understand how that's possible.
Man, that guy is still a brick house, and he doesn't let you down. Like he gives you 100% movie star treatment. Like he is a movie star.
Yeah.
Like he walks around and carries himself
Uh-huh.
like a movie star. He is awesome.
Yeah.
I had the best time with him.
Well, Bert Kreischer is with us here at Q104.3 via Zoom from Florida, and he's having a difficult time. Well, he can't hear Shelley. Excuse me.
We'll work on that.
For some reason, so we'll work on that. But she's going to want to know if you're like last time, actually
Right.
naked or not.
Right.
No, just I have my assistants in the room with me, so no, I have pants on.
Okay, all right. It's 8:15 here at Q104.3. The great and awesome Bert Kreischer, who's with us
And topless.
via Zoom. Well, the Tops Off World Tour begins in September. The Fully Loaded Comedy Festival begins here in New York in June. Historic Forest Hills. And it's quite the lineup that you have there that you put together, Bert.
It's a banger. Shane Gillis, Big J. Ogerson, Dan Soder, Dave Attell, Tiffany Haddish. I mean, it's I know I'm leaving someone off, but it's a great
Lewis
lineup.
Black.
Whoa.
Lewis Black. Oh my gosh, how did I forget him?
You can't forget Lewis Black.
I was gonna say he'll find you.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing lineup. We do that tour through. We start at Forest Hills in June, and then we go all the way through like July, and I'm excited. It's a great lineup, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to. My daughters are going to go out and work the festival, and it's fun to watch these guys.
Do you watch from the wings?
Oh yeah, I watch with my daughters. My daughter and I. One of my favorite Father's Day memories is me and Georgia watching Dave Attell in where were we? We were in Rochester, and we were crying, laughing. And you know, these kids these days, they're somewhat woke and very sensitive, and that's my daughter Georgia. But she's crying, laughing at Dave Attell, just crying, and I'm like, it's my girl.
David Tell's a very nice guy, right, Shell?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We've
he's
welcomed
perfect,
him
yeah.
here many, many times. Now, Trevor has a question about the Netflix special.
Razzle dazzle. I listened to it on the train in the quiet car on the way to our Irish breakfast, and I was the guy that everyone got mad at because I was laughing so loud. But do you even have to write jokes anymore? Because the whole thing is just your life at this point. The movie's your life. The Netflix special is your life. Do you even have to write jokes anymore?
No, everything. Literally, half of that special was the whole escape room. Was my daughter Georgia calling me on stage one night and saying, "Hey, did you tell the story about the escape room?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "Remember you had a panic attack and Papa lost his mind?" And I was like, "Oh." She was like, "Yeah." And then Papa threw Nana in the wall. Mom got us into the thing. You almost went to the bathroom in your pants. Remember the end? And she just told the whole story, and I was like, "Okay." I wrote it down. I then told it immediately. I really. I've mined so much of my life that I'm like, I feel like anytime we do anything, I'm like, all right, this is going to be a bit. Who wants to go on vacation this summer?
And of course, that Netflix special is a hit.
Yeah, Razzle Dazzle did perform very well.
Yeah,
everyone. I'm really excited how many people watched it. I was nervous it wasn't going to do as well as my last one because Hey Big Boy came out March 17th, 2020. Stay-at-home orders were on the 13th. So literally everyone in the world watched Hey Big Boy. And I was like, it won't do as well, but it did twice as good. And I was like, wow. So
yeah. And Machine, the movie, opens.
The movie comes out Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, that's May 26th. Now tell us again about. Well, I just spoke right over that, so people didn't hear it. No. So where did you gave a site?
Oh yeah, go to themachine.movie to get your tickets. You can pre-get your tickets now, pre-order your tickets, get your seat, and yeah, I'm excited. It's the reimagining of my story where I got involved with the Russian mob. Me and my dad, played by Mark Hamill, get kidnapped by the Russian mafia, and I have to go back to Russia with my dad to atone for my past.
All right.
So it's a fun story. It's a high-end action comedy. It's like if The Godfather 2 met The Hangover met Romancing the Stone.
Whoa. Okay, Bert, thank you so much for spending time with us this morning.
No, of course. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Best of luck to you, and I can't wait to see the movie.
Yep.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay, thanks a lot.
New York's classic rock, Q104.3.